Welcome back, dear students. Now we are at the end of chapter 2, Mendelism. So in the previous lectures we discussed the Mendel's work on pea plant, Pisum sativum. During his work he gives certain statistical analysis that are used to build up the law of dominance, law of segregation or law of purity of gametes, and law of independent assortment. Now in this lecture we are going to study the last point of this chapter, back cross and test cross. So the first one is the back cross. When heterozygous F1 individuals are crossed with one of the two parents from which they are derived, then the cross is known as back cross. What the back cross said that the F1 hybrids are crossed with one of their parents from which they are derived. The parents are these parents may be dominant parents or recessive parents. So when heterozygous F1 individuals are crossed with one of the two parents from which they are derived, then the cross is known as back cross. So in the back cross, when F1 is back cross to the parent with dominant characters, no recessive individuals are obtained in the progeny, and the result of the such back cross is all the progeny formed in the F2 generation are tall. So in such back crosses, when F1 is back cross to the parent with dominant characters, no recessive individuals are obtained in the F2 progeny, and furthermore the F2 individuals are all alike, all are tall in case of when F1 is back cross with the parent having dominant characters. So if we cross a pure tall pea plant with pure dwarf plant, the genotype is capital T for pure tall pea plant, and for pure dwarf plant it is small t. The gametes form possesses capital T. Another one is the small t. When the gametes are fused with each other during the process of fertilization, it forms the F1 hybrid having a genotype of capital T, small t. So the phenotype of this F1 hybrid, it is tall. Genotypically it is heterozygous, so I said it is heterozygous tall. Now we are going for the back cross. In traditional methods we generally F1 are self. Now here we back cross the F1 hybrids with the dominant parent from which it is derived. So the dominant parent from which this F1 has been derived, it is capital T. So it is pure tall pea plant. So the F1 heterozygous tall plant we are going to back cross with a dominant parent, that is pure tall pea plant. So the genotype of F1 tall male plant, it is capital T, small t, while the dominant character in the parent, that is a pure tall female, that we back cross with the F1 hybrid. The gametes, two types of gametes are produced by the F1 tall male, that is capital T and small t, while pure tall female produce only one type of gamete that possess only capital T. Okay. Now the fusion of the gametes takes place in such way. Here this capital T fuses with the capital T, it produces the progeny capital T. Further this small t fuses with the capital T, it produces the progeny like capital T, small t. So if we see the F2 progeny, we get all tall plants. Genotypically one plant is homozygous tall and another one is heterozygous tall. Phenotypically all the progeny form are same, all the progeny are tall. So this is the back cross when F1 hybrid has been crossed with a parent having dominant characters. So no recessive individuals are obtained in such type of crosses in the F2 progeny. The results are all tall plants if F1 hybrid is crossed with the parent having dominant tall characters. Okay, now we are going for calculating this back cross. So what we are doing here, parents, one is tall that has been crossed with dwarf, genotype is every time we have to do this, so this makes you perfect while making the various ratios. Genotype is capital T, phenotype in case of dwarf phenotype the genotype is small t. Now the gametes, it possess only small t, while in case of dwarf parent, in case of tall parent it is capital T, while in case of dwarf parent it is only small t. Okay, now the F1 hybrid that has been raised by the fusion of fusion of the gamete during the process of fertilization, it having capital T and small t. Okay, now we are going for the back cross. So what is back cross? When F1 hybrid is crossed with one of the parent from which they are derived, such crosses are called as the back cross. So here this F1 capital T small t we are going to back cross with the dominant parent. Which is the dominant parent in this case? Capital T. Capital T, capital T. Okay. Now the gametes produced by these plants, two types of gametes are produced by the F1 hybrid, capital T and small t, while capital T produces only one type of gamete, that is capital T. Okay, now we are going for F2 progeny. So the F2 progeny form having genotype like capital T, capital T. So this is formed by the fusion of this gamete with the dominant parent gamete that possesses capital T. Now the another one capital T, small t. Okay, so capital T that forms this progeny. Now this small t, capital T, it forms this progeny. So if you found the phenotype of these hybrids, this progeny, it is tall. So both are tall because one is capital T allele has been present in the F2 progeny, so the phenotype is tall. So in F2 progeny we get all tall plants, while F1 hybrid it is also tall but it is heterozygous. Similar way in F2 progeny we can write also one homozygous. What do you mean by homozygous? If a genotype possesses similar types of allele, then we call it as homozygous. And heterozygous means those possesses different alleles. One is dominant, one is recessive. Such plants we call it as heterozygous plant. So in this case we get one homozygous tall and one heterozygous tall. So all the plants are phenotypically same, all are tall plants. So this is the back cross with the dominant parent. Okay, now we are going for the back cross with the recessive parent. Okay, so when heterozygous F1 individuals are crossed with recessive parents from which they are derived, then this cross is also called as the back cross. So, when F1 is back crossed to the parent with recessive character, both dominant and recessive individuals are appeared in the progeny. So, what is the difference between the back cross with a dominant parent and a back cross with a parent with recessive characters? In case when F1 is back cross to the parent with dominant characters, all similar phenotypes has been, all phenotypes are similar. So, in the previous cross we seen that all tall plants has been appeared in F2 progeny. But when F1 is back cross to the parent with recessive characters, both dominant and recessive individuals are appeared in the progeny in the ratio of 1:1. So, we are going to see how this has been happen when a pure tall pea plant having a genotype capital T, another one pure dwarf pea plant having genotype small t is crossed with each other. This cross is a monohybrid cross because only one character has been considered here. The gametes are capital T, another one gamete small t. F1 hybrid, it produces the capital T, small t, it is heterozygous tall. When this heterozygous tall plant has been back crossed with a pure dwarf female, then in such cross we get both types of progeny, that is dominant and recessive characters or the individuals we get in the F2 progeny. So, what happened here? This heterozygous tall plant has been crossed with a pure dwarf female having a genotype small t. From heterozygous tall parent we get the gametes like capital T, another one is a small t. From pure dwarf female we get only one type of gamete that possesses the allele small t. When they are fused with each other with a possible combination of capital T, small t, we get capital T, small t progeny. Another one is the small t, we get again small t progeny. So, if you see the phenotype of this progeny, one is tall and one is the dwarf. So, we say that when F1 is back cross to the parent with recessive characters, both dominant and recessive individuals are appear in the progeny in the ratio of 1:1. So, we found one heterozygous tall and one homozygous dwarf. So, this is the back cross with the parent having recessive characters from which it is derived. So, in back cross, when F1 heterozygous individuals are crossed with any one of two parents from which they are derived, then such cross is called as the back cross. This F1 individuals we can cross with a parent having dominant characters, also we cross it with a parent having recessive characters, but the difference, but the result are different. When F1 individuals are crossed with a parent having dominant character, then we get all tall progeny similar phenotype in the F2 progeny, while when F1 is back cross to the parent with recessive character, both dominant and recessive individuals or the characters are appear in the progeny in the ratio of 1:1. So, in the given example, a cross between tall and dwarf plant, in case of a back cross with a parent having dominant characters, we get all tall plants in the F2 progeny, in F2 generation, while when a cross has been made between F1 individuals and a parent with recessive character, we get one tall and one dwarf plant in the F2 generation. So, this is about the back cross. Now, we are going for the test cross. So, what is the test cross? When F1 individuals are crossed with their homozygous recessive parent, then the cross is called as the test cross. When F1 individuals are crossed with their homozygous recessive parents. So, it is the one of the case when we make a back cross with the F1 hybrid with a parent having recessive character. So similar type of cross we are going to made here. So this cross it is called as the test cross. What is the test cross? When F1 individuals are crossed with their homozygous recessive parents, then the cross is called as the test cross. So what happen in the test cross? Test cross is very useful to test whether a given plant, that is F1, is homozygous or heterozygous. The another words for homozygous, it is pure. For heterozygous, it is hybrid. So test cross is useful to determine whether the F1 hybrid is homozygous or heterozygous, or one can say the test cross is useful to determine whether a given plant, that is the F1 plant, is homozygous or heterozygous, it is pure or hybrid. If you get only one type of progeny in a test cross after crossing F1 with the double recessive parent, homozygous recessive parent, then the given plant is confirmed as homozygous plant. What I said, if you get only one type of progeny in a test cross, then the given plant is confirmed as homozygous plant. For example, similarly is the case when we cross pure tall pea plant with a pure dwarf pea plant. The genotype is capital T, small t, small t. Okay. The gametes are from pure tall pea plant, the gamete produced possess the allele capital T. From pure dwarf pea plant, the gamete possess the allele small t. After the fusion of these gametes, we get F1 having a genotype capital T, small t, which is heterozygous tall. Okay. Now we are performing the test cross. So this F1 tall male has been crossed with a pure tall female, that is the pure dwarf female having a genotype of small t, small t. Okay. So that cross we call it as the test cross. So what happen here? The F1 form after the fusion of gamete possesses the genotype capital T, small t, which is phenotypically tall. So this F1 is crossed with a dwarf female plant. We get different type of gametes from F1, that is capital T and small t. From pure dwarf female, we get only one type of gamete, small t. After the crossing it, we get one heterozygous tall and one homozygous dwarf. So both characters has been appeared in the F2 progeny when F1 is crossed with a homozygous recessive parent. So such cross is called as the test cross. The test cross is useful to test whether a given plant, the given plant now in this case is a heterozygous, it is a tall plant, the given plant is whether pure or hybrid, that was determined by using a test cross. So here it is useful to test whether a given plant, that is F1, is homozygous or heterozygous. If we get only one type of progeny in a test cross, then the given plant is confirmed as homozygous plant. But in the example, we get both types of progeny, that is tall and dwarf. So the F1 is heterozygous in this case. If we get only one type of progeny in the F2 generation, then we say that the F1 plant is homozygous. Okay. So test cross is used to determine whether the given plant, that is F1, is homozygous or heterozygous. If we get all similar types of or only one type of progeny in the F2 generation, then we say that F1 plant is homozygous. And if we get the different types of progeny, that is here in this case we get one tall and one dwarf, we say the F1 is heterozygous. And if you get only one type of progeny in the F2 generation, then we say that the F1 is homozygous. But in this example, F1 is heterozygous. So this is the mono hybrid cross made between a tall and dwarf plant, and after the F1 has been formed, this F1 is test cross with a homozygous recessive parent, that is small t, we get the gametes like this, and after the fusion of the gamete we get one heterozygous tall and one homozygous dwarf. So the different progeny has been obtained, different characters has been obtained in the F2 generation. So we say the F1 is heterozygous. If we get only one type of individuals in the F2 generation, then we say that the F1 is homozygous. In this example, F1 is heterozygous. Okay. Now we are going for the dihybrid test cross. So after monohybrid test cross, we are now at the dihybrid test cross. So when F1 hybrid with two pairs of contrasting characters, we say it is a dihybrid. Dihybrid means two. Okay. So when F1 hybrid with two pairs of contrasting characters is crossed with recessive parent having two pairs of contrasting characters, then it is known as dihybrid test cross. It is a test cross, but in this cross two pairs of contrasting characters are considered. Okay. What is the test cross? When F1 hybrid is crossed with a homozygous recessive parent from which it is derived, it is called as the test cross. Here the parents we selected possesses two pairs of contrasting characters. So we say that it is a dihybrid test cross. When F1 hybrid with two pairs of contrasting characters is crossed with a recessive parent having two pairs of contrasting characters, then it is known as dihybrid cross. So what happen in this cross? For example, a homozygous sweet pea plant having yellow cotyledon and round seed is crossed with a plant having green cotyledon and wrinkled seed. As you know that these are the two pairs of contrasting character. One pair is the yellow green, another one is the round and wrinkled. Okay. So here there are two pairs of contrasting characters, namely yellow cotyledon seed color which is dominant and green cotyledon seed color which is recessive, constitute one pair of contrasting character. Okay. So this is the one pair, yellow cotyledon color and green cotyledon color. This is the one pair of contrasting character. So yellow cotyledon color of the seed is dominant over the green cotyledon color of the seed. So it constitute a one pair, while round seed and wrinkled seed are the seed form constitute the another pair. So round seed, wrinkled seed, so these are another one pair of contrasting character which show the seed form. So it is an another pair of the contrasting characters. So round seed, it is dominant over the wrinkled seed. So we say round seed phenotype is dominant, wrinkled seed it is recessive. So now here we consider two pairs of contrasting characters here. One is the cotyledon color, another is the seed form. So two cotyledon color we have yellow and green, while two seed form, one is round, another one is a wrinkled. So two pairs of contrasting characters are considered here in a cross. Such cross we call it as a dihybrid cross. We are performing test cross. So when F1 hybrid with two pairs of contrasting characters is crossed with a homozygous, it is crossed with a homozygous recessive parent, it also having two pairs of contrasting characters, then it is known as dihybrid test cross. So what happen after this cross? F1 generation show all hybrid plants with yellow round seed. So it is a heterozygous yellow round. Here the alleles are different, so we say it is heterozygous. The phenotype is yellow round. So we show the dominance of yellow color over green and seed form round over wrinkled. So in F1 generation we get only the dominant, that is yellow round seed. Okay. When the F1 hybrid is test cross with a homozygous recessive parent, in the F2 generation the progeny obtained in the ratio of one yellow round, one yellow wrinkled, one green round and one green wrinkled. So we get the different types of progeny in the F2 generation. So the progeny of dihybrid test cross obtained will be in the ratio of 1:1:1:1. So four different individuals we get in the dihybrid test cross. So what happened in the dihybrid test cross? When this F1 hybrid, that is yellow round seed, has been crossed with a homozygous recessive parent, that is the green cotyledon and wrinkled seed parent. So in such case we get all 4 individuals in the ratio of 1:1, 1:1, 1:1. Now we are going to perform this cross. So dihybrid test cross ratio is 1:2, 1:2, 1:1. So what happened here? The parents are yellow round and green wrinkle. Now these two parents are crossed with each other. We having a genotype for yellow round, capital Y, capital Y, capital R, capital R. So all letters are capital, all alleles are dominant here. We write capital letter for dominant allele and small letter for the recessive alleles. So all capitals means all these alleles are dominant here. For a green wrinkled plant, the genotype is small YYRR. Now the gametes produced by the yellow round plants, these are capital YR. In case of green wrinkled, these are small YR. The F1 hybrid form after the fusion of these two gametes, it having capital Y, capital R, small r. So it is phenotypically yellow round, it is heterozygous yellow round. Now this F1 is subjected to the test cross. So F1 is test cross with homozygous recessive parent, then we get what we get. In this case 4 different types of gametes are formed by the F1 hybrid, that having capital YR, capital Y, small r, small y, capital R, small yr. Okay, so these 4 types of gametes has been produced by the F1, that is capital Y, capital R, small r. Now the gametes produced by the homozygous recessive parent, that is the green wrinkled, it produces only one type of gamete, small yr. Okay, so these gametes, how these are produced, that we also discussed in the previous lecture. I am going to recall it again later. Okay, now after the fusion of these types of gamete, we get F2 generation in the ratio of 1:2, 1:2, 1:1. So what happened here? When the fusion takes place between capital YR and small yr, we get capital Y, small y, capital R, small r. Now the second one gamete, capital Y, small r fuses with a small yr, we get capital Y, small r, small r. Now the third gamete, small y, capital R, when fuses with a small yr, we get small yy, capital R and small r. Okay. Now the last one, small yr fuses with a small yr, we get all small YYRR. So these 4 different types of individuals has been obtained in the F2 generation. So what is the phenotype in this case? Capital Y, capital R, small r. The phenotype is yellow round. It is like the F1. Okay, so the phenotype is yellow round. In this case, what is the phenotype? It is yellow wrinkled, because R is small here, so it is not able to express. So the another one character, that is the wrinkled seed, get expressed here, yellow wrinkled. Here is small y, means yellow is not going to express here. Here the green color, green, and this capital R means it is round, green round. Here all are small means all recessive characters are here. What is the recessive character in this case? Green wrinkled. So 4 types of individuals has been formed here: yellow round, yellow wrinkled, green round and green wrinkled. So this is the case where we are make the gametes of F1 hybrid. So this F1 has been formed in this case by we sort all these 4 alleles in the F1, Y, capital Y, small y, capital R, small. We write these letters separately. Now by the different combination we get the four different types of gamete. This capital Y may associated with the capital R, we get capital YR. This capital Y, it may get associated with the small r, it forms capital Y small r. This small y, it may associate with the capital R, we get small y capital R. Small y, it may associate with the small r, we get small yr. So these are the four types of gametes that has been produced in this way. Okay, so these four different alleles are combined in a four different combinations, so we get four different types of gamete. Here in this case we have similar types of allele, all are same. Here is no capital, no small, no dominant, no recessive, all are homozygous recessive. This is a heterozygous individual, this one is homozygous. So we get a similar type of alleles in the gametes. Okay, all are small. So when this capital YR cross with small yr, we get this one. Capital YR small r, we get capital Y small r. When we fuse with a small yr, we get this progeny. From small y capital R small y small r, we get this progeny. From small yr, we get this progeny. So these different types of progeny has been appeared in the F2 generation in case of a dihybrid test cross. So dihybrid test cross ratio is 1:2, 1:2, 1:1. So this is all about of our chapter 2nd, Mendelism. Thank you. Be safe. Stay at home. Thank you.